Alright, had a little another coughing moment there. Okay, so I was trying to factor this, and I will need to have a matching set of x minus 7. So from the 14, I would need to take a 14 out to get to 14x, but I will never get to 6 from this, so I can't factor this. So this is where you're sad again, and you sing that other song that says, oh my God, Becky, look at that polynomial, it's so big. And you can't factor, but don't cry, because you've got that, they're about rational roots and you can synthetic divide, something like that. Anyway, so as I'm singing that song, not very well, I am putting this into my graphing calculator, which you will need to make sure you bring. And I'm going to see where this hits the x-axis. So I've put it in. And I don't even care at this moment what it looks like. I'm just going to go to the table and find something. Well, I guess I graphed it. So now we got to wait until it wants to be done graphing. So I'm going to go to the table, and I want to see where I'm going to get a 0. So it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to get one at 3. So what I need to do is use my synthetic division over here and put a 3 in. And I'm going to go through, and you always bring the 1 down. And 1 times 3 is 3. Add those up. Multiply again. Add those up. Multiply again. Add those up, and you get 0. So again, what it means is you have an x-intercept. If x is 3, y is 0. So here we go. So this job is done. For this, now I'm going to add a constant, an x, and an x squared. And I'm going to try to take this and factor it. So I'm going to make my x, fill it out, and I'm going to see that I can't factor it. So don't be sad again. You've got that other song about the quadratic formula. So this is a little longer problem. I know we're all tired. But here's my a, b, and c. And you're going to have to go through, and x equals opposite b, plus or minus square root. I'm going to take b and square it, minus 4a and c, and it's all going to be over 2a, so 2 times 1. And then what I'm going to do is get that square root down to one number. So this will be, sorry you can't see that, 16 minus 8, so I'll get 8. And now, because I need to see what these are as decimals, I'm going to go to my calculator and type this in, and I'm going to type in 4 plus square root of 8, hit enter, and then I'm going to divide that by 2, which you can't see covered up. So 1 is 3.4, and then I'm going to do this again, but I'll do 4 minus the square root of 8, hit enter, divide by 2, and I'll get my other answer. So my x-intercepts are about 3.4 and 0.6. That's how I'm going to round them. So joining 3 is 3.4 and about 0.6. Do not round these to 1, or 3. So what do I write for factors? Well, what got me to this was x minus 3. I can make that up. But what got me to these two was what I used for the quadratic formula. Okay? So I'm going to add, so for here's my 3, 0. Here's my 3.4, 0. And then somewhere over here will be about my 0.6. Oh, sorry, here's about my 0.6. Not over here. And these all show up once, so they are going to cross all of them. And I know it's a line, so my far left point, I wish I had noticed 0.6 and not negative 0.6. This is my far left point. It's going to go down here, and this is my far right point. And this is going to go not quite the way it should have. It's going to go up, turn, turn. And now what I'm going to do is actually see how this looks. So I'm going to press zoom 6. It's getting there. It's very slow. So my turning points are a little bit off, but you can see how that looked. So my end behaviors. So over here, again, we got to write all this stuff. And I'm going to write the other one below it. And again, over on the left, x is getting smaller. And the y's are pointing down, so smaller. And over on the right, where x is getting bigger, it's going up, so y is getting bigger. So when x is getting smaller, y is getting smaller. And when x is getting bigger, y is getting bigger. All right, are we almost done? I really hope so. Last one. So last one is we're going to write an equation. And so what we're going to need to do is, let's start with this one. I'm going to show you the fastest way to do this one. So the fastest way is, this is a quadratic, so we will be filling in vertex form for a quadratic formula. I can put the vertex in right now. I know it's -2, 3. Okay? So it's going to go x minus the vertex and 3. Now, I'm not going to leave this as minus -2. I'm going to add the opposite, and we'll make it x plus 2 squared and 3. Remember, we take the opposite of this to get the -2, and we leave this as is, so that's good. The only thing I need to do is get the a. The a is really fast in a quadratic. Once you know your vertex, you can go over one full spot and then count over how many it takes to get to the next full spot, which is right there. So if I go over 1, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be my a. So that you can do pretty fast. On this one, what I got to do, it's a little bit more work. But what I'm going to do is establish my factored form and leave the a in there. And I know from here I'm going to get x plus 3. It crosses, so it's once. I'm going to get this one, so that's x minus 2. It bounced, so it showed up twice. And then I'm going to have x minus 5, and it's going to show up once because it crossed. There was not a wiggle. And now what I'm going to do is take another point that I know. So another point that I really know is the y-intercept, which is 0, -2. And I'm going to make this my x and this my y. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to put 0 in for x. And you can pause and get that written. And here's the -2, here's the a, and this is going to become 3. This is going to become -2, but I'm going to square it, and that gives me 4. And this is going to be -5. And then I'm just going to multiply these. So I'm going to get -20 and 3, and that is sorry, I'm totally blanking, -60. And now to get a by itself, I'm just going to divide by the -60. And we've never quite had an a like that, but if you simplify that fraction, you get 1/30. And then what I'm going to do is just replace my original equation that I have here in blue. I'm going to replace that a like that. And now this is in factored form. And that's it. You know, if you really want to see if you're right, because I know you really want to see if you're right now, you could put this in your graphing calculator. I'm going to do that real quick. Hopefully it's real quick. And hopefully it's right. I'm almost there. And I'm going to press zoom 6. So when I put my fraction of 1/30th, I did in parentheses 1 divided by 30. So, sorry, I should have let you see that. There you can see it. And now it's in zoom 6. I'm going to graph it. I want to hide this in case it's not right. Oh, but hey, it's looking right. It looks right. Yay. It matches my picture. And that's it. That's that review. That was a long one. So, you know, between this review and all your other reviews, you have a really good idea of what this final is going to look like. That's it. Good job.